Good evening, everybody. Tater and Meows, almost live, is now going live. And we are waiting for people to show up. In the meantime, I'll just be talking to myself. I'm gonna go shut down the TV before, because I can hear myself in the other room. Okay, I went and muted myself. So, Tater and Meows. Basically, hmm, yes, I have the Yorkshire Gold, the unofficial sponsor of the channel, Yorkshire Gold Tea. So Tater and Meows, this week I just filmed them out by the Christmas tree. I was actually trying to get the cats to jump into the Christmas tree, but they were surprisingly well behaved. Excuse me. They were surprisingly well behaved. I couldn't get them to jump into the Christmas tree or knock it down. Meowser's almost knocked it down at one point. He got his he got his he got his toy stuck in the tree and it almost came down on top of him. So, where is my chat? Here's my chat. Let me check my own chat. Checking the chat. Okay, I can see myself in the chat. So Meowsers was, it might come up in the video a little later, where he gets stuck in the tree, or almost gets his toy stuck in the tree. And so the footage for today is cats and Christmas trees. Meanwhile, in channel news, we are cooking with subscriptions. We busted through, it was Sunday, I think I broke 1,000. And I think I just broke 1,200. So we went from 850 to 1,200 like crazy. So thank you guys all for subscribing. It's mostly the shorts that are driving everything. The longer form videos, seems like shorts are where the action is. I'm going to try to get back to, as much as I can, making a short and a long every day, so I'm hitting both formats. And that means I definitely owe everybody a 1,000 subscriber special. Maybe I'll do a best of, kind of pick the most popular videos from the channel over the last almost year. We're coming up on a year in about a month and a half. And other than that, we might, I gotta quit saying, I'll work on my DJ voice. Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks for being part of it. Where was I at? So we broke through 1,000. We broke through 1,200, and then this weekend. I'm gonna get the 1,000 subscriber special, whatever I decide to do for that. I was thinking I could have cats tearing down Christmas trees, but as you'll see as you watch the video, they were rather well behaved. Then we are I'm looking at some decals. I want to design some Tater Meows decals and start, rather than going through like Teespring or anybody like that, I can make them myself and start an eBay store. So I wouldn't need to, but I prefer to get a post office box. So when I send them out, I have I have I'm not giving out my direct address. Not that I'm all that worried about it. Like people are going to show up and, oh, can I pet your cats? But which would probably be the worst thing that would happen. So Matt's out there. I see Matt chatting in the chat. Do you have any questions about the channel, Matt? Hopefully I can answer questions and not just talk all to myself. Questions for me, questions about the cat, or decals you'd like to see. They're going to be just kind of cutesy cat decals that have two cats and say Tater Meows. So far, I can start posting them in the posts, I hope. It's kind of interesting looking at my screen because I'm seeing it on delay. Meows right now is just hanging on the couch. Hanging out on the couch doing his worm toy that he's chewed the heck out of. There's hardly anything left of it, which is typical of Meows. And if you see the one of the videos from about a week ago, the last batch of worm toys I got, they didn't get hooked together quite properly. So they just fall apart. They just rip right out. So I think I had to go through 3 or 4 of them to find one that didn't just tear in half. That's why I'm leaving the pink one on there for so long, because actually made a pretty funny video where Meows just kept breaking, kept ripping the worms in. But anything that would be like the cats in a Bigfoot pose. Okay, I'm interested in the decals. Anything that would be like the cats in a Bigfoot pose. That's actually a great idea. Yeah, maybe because Tater's bigger, maybe a little bit bigger cat Bigfoot, a little chunkier cat Bigfoot, and then Meows could be a little bit smaller, walking along behind him. Well, have to be in front of him maybe, or they could be walking the other way. I like that idea. Fan suggestions are always better than some of the stuff you can come up with by yourself, or at least different. Oh, we've got 4 viewers now. People are starting to show up, which, I mean, 4. We're not some huge channel, but 4 people is cool, because that's 4 more than 0. So, cat Bigfoot, Tater Meows Bigfoot. I will definitely keep that in mind. Tater Meows kind of cutesy faces. I wonder if I could do, I don't know, running out of ideas already. This is an interesting experience, getting online and talking with yourself. Oh, and then I keep getting off track because I start having a thought, and then somebody asks a question or I see something in the video, I sidetrack. Also, probably when I get some decals set up, I hope that isn't busting your ears when I do that. I will let you guys know in the posts, and probably the first 10 you can just go to eBay. I'll have it set to $0 so I can give a few away. Maybe I can even write down at Matt 315. Do I know you, Matt? Because some of the people in here I know, and some of the people I don't know. So, Matt, since that was your idea, if I make that decal, I will make sure that I send you one for sure. We're getting Meowsers just jumping around like a crazy little cat, and Tater is going to be Do you have an orc sidekick, Matt? We'll wait for Matt to answer that question. I'll ask it again a little more clearly. Matt, do you have an orc for a sidekick? Meanwhile, I'm not sure what the delay is. It might be 10 or 20 seconds. Maybe I'll type it in. Type it in. That's exciting, listening to people type. This is going to deteriorate into Matt and I talking back and forth pretty soon. And watching Chunko Tater and Sleek Little Meows on the video to be repeated at a later date if anybody goes and clicks in. Because this will get posted. This will get posted and it will be able to watch later. Decals will be coming up. The other thing, I need to revamp my channel, just the look of it. It looks exactly the same as it did when I started it. So instead of having the cute little AI banners and graphics, I'm going to take actual pictures from the cats and make the graphics. Then I'm going to go through and redo my playlist because I haven't... Oh, he doesn't know what that means. Let me see. Which Matt? Okay. Matt doesn't know what the orc for sidekick means. Well, then you're a different Matt than I thought you were. Like, are you from Australia? You must not be Matt from back home then. Oh! Okay. You're a different Matt. Okay. You're the Matt that looks great in black and white. And your children love my cats. Okay, I know who it is. Okay, now the Bigfoot thing makes sense. Well, heck, Matt, I can just send you decals anyway. Now that I know which person I'm talking to. Yeah, I'm going to revamp the channel. I'm going to redo all the playlists. I've been posting more shorts and longs because that seems to be driving things a lot better. And then actually, I think I want to have some discussions with Meowsers on... well, I happen to know another Matt. Yeah, he's like, I thought that would be a dead giveaway. I thought I happened to know another Matt that I just played a role-playing game with like last weekend, 5 days ago, so I thought you were that Matt. But I do want to have some conversations with Meowsers on, say, Newton's laws and the laws of thermodynamics. So, Matt, you'll be able to check my text on that. Make sure I'm up with that I still know my chops when it comes to that. Yeah, kitties. Here we go. Tater's just getting... I did run into a person. There are a couple people that are saying they had cat named Meows or Meowsers. And I got a comment the other day that said, oh, wow, I have an orange cat who's called Tater too, which I thought was really cool. So that's cool. And then one of my new regulars has a cat that was called Poppy Brooklyn Meowsers, which I thought that was kind of cool. Speaking of Meows, he's just off to my left and wanting me to play with his toy. Tater is behind me like usual, just sitting there. and being close to me. And we got Tater. Chat rate 0. All right. Any more suggestions from the handful of people we have out there? Anything? How about we just go back in the chat? Matt, do you anything? I'm spelling this incorrectly. Just ask Matt if he wants to see anything in particular in the channel upcoming. I think I know what he might say. Matt watches on more of the long form than the short form. So I think Matt would probably be saying, hey dude, you're not posting your long form videos. We're also going to do, I've been thinking about doing daily Tater, or like Tater Tuesdays and Meowsers Mondays. So with Meows, it would be how high can he jump, how far can he jump, and then also how long can I pick him up, because he doesn't like that. But I could film it and set the timer and try to break my record. I'm thinking I can hold him 20 or 30 seconds before he starts to get pretty antsy. But we'll see that. And then with Tater doesn't really do all this athletic stuff, but we can see how long we can keep Tater moving, because Tater is obviously the sedentary of the two cats. And then we can do these different athletic challenges, like how far can they leap across the gap, which again is going to be easier for Meows to do it because he'll just chase anything across the way. Oh, good. Thank you, Matt. Matt likes the idea of themed videos. I'll have to start that. I also have, so we'll have to kind of look at that. Everything obviously takes a little bit of time to build up. Just getting the program to do the live stream is something I had to learn, and then way back when getting the cap cut, which is what I use for Eddie, is learning that the kids like watching animals eating things. Oh, when I do it with Tater Meows, I usually flip them the treats, and that's a weird one, because that's where Tater goes nuts and chases the treat, and Meows just kind of sits there and waits for the treat to land. So they kind of invert personalities when I feed him the treats. Tater goes after it, and he'll knock it down and chase it. Half the time he loses it, and he can't even find what he's looking for. And, oh, hi, Bonnie. I was just talking about Poppy Brooklyn a little bit ago. And somebody had a cat named Meowsers. Well, you had the cat named Meowsers, sorry. Somebody mentioned they had an orange cat named Tater. I was like, well, I know somebody that had a cat named Meowsers, which I didn't know there'd be another cat out there named Meowsers. How you been, Bonnie? We're talking about upcoming things in the channel, and maybe some decals. My buddy Matt is in there. Yeah, Matt understands why there are physics books already all around my house. And yes, I can hear, you might be able to hear Meows in the background because he wants to play. And so we're talking about maybe doing ran to get a sub sandwich. Well, I'm glad you're here. I hope it's a good sub sandwich too. So we're talking about decals, and I want to start doing the decals. I'm just recapping for Bonnie because she wasn't here. And Matt was thinking maybe do the cats as decals with like the Bigfoot silhouette. and kind of have the cutesy things. But if I get the decals up and going, I will probably send out some of you guys that have been regulars. I'll send you some free ones. I'll figure out how to do that. I think I'll just run it to an eBay channel, eBay store, and set it for 0 for the first 10. And then trying to get the Meowsers Mondays and Taters Tuesdays, which is an idea I've had since the beginning, but it all takes a lot of planning, and we all have we all have only so much time. Hey, I should get a whoops. I'm saying something pithy in the chat. Yeah, because we just hit 1,200 subs. We just crashed 1,000. We just crashed 1,000 the other day, Sunday I think it was. So we're just crashing through 1,200, which is awesome. Awesome. Tater's laying there in his usual lazy way. He's acting like he wants to play. When I play with Tater, he makes me do all the work. Tater will, I'll throw something. Tater likes those crinkly cellophane toys. It's probably up on video right now. Or that bouncy ball. But Tater, you kind of throw it, and he'll bat it around, and it'll go 4 or 5 feet away. And then he'll look at me, and then I have to go get it, and then I bat it, and it goes 4 or 5. With Meows, I can stand in one place in the wand toy, and he does all the work. Tater, he's on screen right now. That's kind of how he plays. He doesn't get too excited about it. And then Meows, of course, just goes around like crazy, bonking into this and that. Yeah. I'm struggling to carry this all by my lonesome, but we're giving it a try. We got cats. We got people in the chat, and I've got tea. So we will keep going. I'm going to take another break from my tea. Yes, Matt. Obstacle courses are something that I really want to do. And I do want to do Tater and Meows doing obstacle courses, which would be, of course, comical. Because Meows would just bust through it, and Tater would... I'm not sure how Tater would react to it. The only way I could get Tater to go through it would be putting food here and there. So I'd probably have to put down a snack, and then another snack, and another snack, and watch Tater try to jump over for a snack, where of course Meows would chase the worm. Also on Meowsers Monday, for one of Meowsers' tricks, I guess Tater too, I'm thinking about making some sort of ramp or platform and move it 12 inches away, then 16 inches away, then 22 inches away, and see how far they can jump across. Which again, Tater might get 24 inches, Meows probably 36 or 48. I don't know. He can probably jump 4 or 5 feet. Yeah, so an obstacle course is one of the ideas. If getting a few... I've experimented with multiple cameras. Phones is what I use. Setting the phones up and bringing them in, but so far I haven't been able to make that work really well. The phones, I've got various phones with various, how do you put it, better or worse cameras, and when you start cutting from one to the other, it starts becoming really obvious that you cut, and one of my phones records. Thanks, Bonnie. One of my phones, Bonnie says, great idea. One of my phones has a decent enough camera, but then the microphone's all scratchy and poppy when you record, so it's just problems that I need to overcome. I use CapCut to edit, so I'm learning more about CapCut. I'm pretty sure there's a way I can assign the audio from one track to another, or use the video from one track, the audio from another track, but I haven't played with that yet. All sorts of things. The program that I'm using to stream this in is called OBS, so I had to learn a little bit about OBS. And as we go along, we're just picking up skills a little bit at a time. This is where I'm trying to get Meows to actually be a bag kitty and yeah, jump into the tree. Well, thanks, Bonnie. Have you done cat POV idea? I have not done the cat POV. That's another little camera I'd have to get. They make these little cameras for the cats. Well, I've seen videos where cats have something on their collar, a little camera on their collar. So I've thought about getting that, which would be really cool. I haven't actually looked at if they're really expensive or not, but that would be great, because if I could get Tater Meows and import all that in and cut between the different cameras. But yeah, I have thought of cat POV. I should really look into that as well. See if those cameras are very expensive. POV cat cams. So we can get this rocking. There's Tater again. That might be the video tomorrow. It'll be something like how Tater plays, how Meows plays, because that's how Tater plays. That's about as much action as you get out of Tater. And upcoming is how Meows goes tearing after it. It's kind of funny because I'm watching this on split screen, so I'm seeing the video that's about to come up on my left, and I'm seeing the video that I presume is tied to my voice on the right. Maybe it's backwards, because right now on the left screen, Meows is going nutso. He's such a little firecracker. Yeah, Meows seems to be the eye candy. Because the colors are just so striking, and then he's got the voice that people love, and he's got the energy that people love, and people like Tater too. People see Tater as, well, he's the big snuggly cat. Tater's, I'm not sure if one of them had to be I don't know, a comedy duo, say Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello. I can't figure out which one of them would be the straight man. Probably Tater is the straight man, and Meows is the, what was the word they called it, the goof. Yeah, I think Tater's the straight man. And eventually I want to do some things where I actually do some Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello, and I'm going to put Tater and Meow's faces on it. That will be a spin-off channel, though. And I was starting to play with that, and then I don't know how long you've been here, Bonnie, but the end of last year got really tense in life, but we're back now. So I was starting to work with stuff, and then time ran out. My time was going 15 ways from Sunday, and I didn't have time to get back to learning new skills. Yeah, Bonnie says she loves them both because of their individuality, their individual differences. That's well, this is where Meows gets stuck. Meows gets himself all caught up in it, and then he freaks out. and I was worried that he was going to go running away once he figured out he was stuck right there. His legs wrapped in it, and I was worried he was going to run away and not let me help him. So I go to him, and then I had to pick him up and untangle him. And yeah, now I have to, you'll see I'll set the camera down because I have to pick him up and untangle him. And he did not like it that I had to pick him up, not a bit. Again, I was worried that he was going to run away from me, or he will start to claw me if I pick him up too much. And he does not like the vet. He gives the vet the most dirty looks. Um, we get his stuff done. That little camera cut there was a lot longer. Been here about 2 weeks, so I missed what you were talking about. Let me see. I'm not. Okay, well, just ask, Bonnie. I'm not sure what I was talking about either. But if you ask questions, I'll recap. Um, I will recap. Here's little Meowsers. Yep, Meowsers is back on screen. I got him loose. They are. Ouch. Meows just let me know he wanted my attention by putting his claw in my side. So I gotta put one down here to keep little Meows happy. That's okay, you were going through stuff, he said. Okay. I'm not sure what I said. I don't remember what I said half the time. It's interesting now doing this because there's a lot going on. I'll get better at it. I'm trying to watch a chat and hold my thoughts. Meows is bothering me for attention. Next week, I'll tell you what. Next week, I'm gonna figure out how to. Hi, Meows. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Next week, I'm gonna figure out how to switch between my feed and my live camera, and when the cats are in here, I'll actually give you some actual live shots of them for a few minutes. I try to stay off camera because I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the cats. So it's sometimes challenging to get myself out of the shot. I forget I'm in the shot. All right, so here we go with kitties. And I'm going to check something right here. All right, sorry. Just clicking on my feed. Well, how about I just recap? Because I don't know what else to do. We have popped through our 1,000 subs, which I thought was, obviously, you wait for that big old 1000 number. And we've cut right through. We're at 1,200, so I think that's cool. We're talking about, I'm going to redo my homepage and put some cat pictures on it instead of just the little AI cat cutesy stuff that's on it now. I'm going to revamp my playlists so they're a little more of the most popular videos, so people that are showing up now that haven't been here can go in and the playlists might make more sense. I'm going to try to get some decals going. So I need to get some steps on that. And we are going to maybe by, where are we at? January? So let's say by February, I'm going to try to have the Meowsers Monday, Tater Tuesday, where we get some individual cat challenges where we can keep track of them, see if they can beat their own records and things like that. And that would also be cool because people will start leaving me suggestions in the comments, so I don't have to have all the ideas all by myself. That's why it's good to have viewers. And the feed just cut. You are supposed to... We just ran out of video. It's supposed to repeat. Ah, there we go. Repeat. I thought I had that set. The Taterverse Olympics. Yep. Could be like the Laugh Olympics from a billion years ago on Saturday mornings. And at some point, if things mellow out in my life, possibly another pet, but that would definitely be a year or 3 down the road. I don't want to upset the apple cart. These two guys aren't exactly fond of company. So one of the more popular videos from the early days is where Meows is sitting at the door and there's another cat outside and he's just doing the Meowsers thing. You know, just growling like a tomcat. It just seems weird because it's Meows. Yep, decals. I want to work on decals this weekend. If you have time. Isn't that what we always say? If I have time. At some point, you just have to make the time, and you have to do it. That's the only way this channel got started. I know the date that it started. It was March 3rd last year. I know that date because it was supposed to be February 1st, and then it was supposed to be March 1st, and finally on March 3rd, I just went, nope, we're doing it today. So it just sticks in my head. So March 3rd was when I posted the very first Tater Meows video. And I've tried to do... What I like to do is one standard, or what I call long, and one short every day. Because like Matt, for example, I don't think Matt even watches the shorts. So Matt just watches in the standard format. And most of the people that have shown up because of the short format. So I try to balance it for the people like Matt that only watches the standard, and the new people that watch the shorts. So the best way to do that, I just at 11 o'clock I put out a standard, at 2 o'clock I put out a short. At least that's the goal. I've got some other ideas for things that would be good merch. I think, yeah, Matt has seen it because Matt knows me. But that's at least until summer before I can put that together, because that would be art stuff. And I don't have all the tools I need right now, and I've got to play with the medium. So, but maybe I'll post that. When I'm getting closer, I'll start posting it. I have to play with it. And if it's art, you wanna give it to people who like the art. Or, there's only so much art you can make for yourself. Although I don't make a whole lot of art for myself, but occasionally you do this, you do that. But it's more fun to give it away, actually. I've made a few things and given it to friends and neighbors, and that seems to be more fun than making things and keeping it for yourself, for some silly reason. So we're on repeat. Back to Meows. Meows hiding in the things. Meows hiding and going after the worm. I'm going to try to do the live, the almost live every week, and make it so that it I can do some live shots too. So we've got several ideas. I am going to type anything else from the chat. And I don't even think I misspelled anything. After a certain amount of time of talking alone at a TV screen, you definitely feel like you've repeated yourself several times and are wondering if anybody is not being bored to death by by the things you're saying. Bonnie says they have so much fun playing. Meows, you'll hear me say it in the videos or type it out. Meows is attention oriented, play oriented, and then Tater is or motivated. Meows is all about either pet me or play with me. And Tater is just feed me, and pet me, but uh, mostly feed me. Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie said she's not bored at all. Tater's mostly feed me. And then Meows has this little trick he likes to do. I might have mentioned this before. Since Tater's the one who's overweight, who I'm trying to feed less because I want him to weigh less, then Meows is the one who kind of gets screwed over or cheated because Meows is walking around hungry and I could just leave food out for Meows and he'd be fine. But Tater will eat all the food and then eat more and then eat more and then throw it all up because he eats so much so fast. So Meows will come up and beg me for food. I'm like, well, Meows is hungry. I should probably feed him. Then I'll go downstairs where the food is. I'll feed them. Tater will come and jump to the food, and then Meows will back up and come right back upstairs and run right to the worm toy. So that's a little trick he plays. And then Tater gets both sets of food. Then an hour later, Meows is meowing at me legitimately because he's hungry because he didn't eat. So that's one of Meow's little tricks. Plus, a lot of times, if you see how Tater's on screen, Tater, it's hard to get him to play with the wand toy. He likes the floor toys that he bats around. So they kind of interfere with each other. They don't play the same way. So Meows definitely likes it when it's just me and him, because Tater's not jumping in and messing it all up for him. So I think he likes that alone time where I can play. As soon as Tater shows up, he you see it in the video sometimes. He gets distracted. He's looking. Well, that's because Tater walked in the room. Do they drink lots of water? Yes, they drink plenty of water. They drink water enough that I'm surprised how often I have to fill a water bowl. I'm like, I just filled this. I just filled this. Which videos are that, Matt? I should call you your nickname. That would be funny if I start shooting a nickname out there and then everybody is calling you your nickname. There's Meowsers. Bonnie must be... Can I give myself hearts? I see hearts coming up. Oh, did that work? Oh, cool. I can give myself things in my own chat. Tater's escapades to obtain all the food. Yeah. Tater's escapades to obtain all the food. That could be a recurring story. I'll have to figure that out. I think I'll try to build a couple of ramps, which I could do pretty easily, and then I can set a tape measure down there, and they could jump from ramp to ramp. To Meows would be chasing a toy, Tater would have to come and get a treat. That might be something I can do. And I've got a radio control car that I think just has a short in it. I'll have to open it up and see. It'll go and stop and go and stop. And that could be a cool video because I've got a GoPro with really, really low quality. But I could put that on the back of the radio control car. I'm thinking if I drag Meowser's worm toy behind it, he'd go chasing it. And you could get a car's eye view. I'm hoping anyway. There is one video from way back with the car where the cats are reacting to it, and it did pretty well. Radio controlled cars and cats seem to be a good combination. Yes, they absolutely notice the camera. That's one of the things. So Amber asked if do they notice the camera. That's one of the things that's kind of, what should I say, annoying. They'll be doing whatever they're doing, and as soon as I grab the camera and go, they'll look up at me, and their behavior will totally change. And I'm not sure if it's the camera they notice or if they just notice me paying attention to them. But there are so many times I'm sneaking up on them with the camera, or I just have the camera and they're doing this or they're doing that. I'm like, oh, this would be so awesome. And then as soon as they see it, they quit. And I had to shut off the sound on the camera. It makes that doot doot when you push the button. As soon as they hear that, they stop and look at me. So that's another challenge. So sometimes I'll start the camera first and then go walking around looking for the cats. Can I post other things in here? Engage with your audience. Start question answering. Start a poll. That's not what I want. And all right, you guys, if they're, I'm not meaning to shout at you. I'll say that a little more calmly. Okay, everybody. Tonight on KFBZ, KBHU, the Rock of the Hills, college radio in the Black Hills, KBHU. So if there are any last questions or comments, I'm going to thank you guys for... Matt gets a joke. That was a million years ago. If you guys want to pop in your questions, I think we've been going, what? Somewhere it should say how long we've been going. Analytics, stream settings, stream health. I'm not sure. Well, we've been going probably, I started at 6, so 45, almost 50 minutes. And I am going to do this on the regular. I'm not sure. I think it's the sort of thing that as we're starting now, it's been, I think we had 6 people last week. We got 4 or 5 this week. And that's how things start. And Bonnie was there last week and was in and participating. And some Velvetech was there last week. He's from somewhere in Europe. And he's Velvetech. You'll see him in the comments. He was one of the very first people that found the channel. And then we've had some people like Matt. I had some other friends of mine last week. But that's how it starts, and hopefully it gets bigger. And I also figure out ways to make it actually live instead of almost live. So I'm going to thank you guys all for being part of the channel, for hanging out with me tonight, for supporting the cats, uh, for helping me get good grades a few years back, some of you, and just hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you, some of you guys, next week. And right now I see here comes Meows back towards the tree. So, almost live, episode 1. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys. Look for posts in the channel, in the post column uh, where I can communicate with you guys. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. And hopefully this weekend, if things go smoothly, by say this weekend or Monday, Tuesday, you'll see some pictures of some decals, at least for what we call it, prototypes. Okay, you guys, thanks for thanks for being there and enjoying Tater Meows with me. Of course, I love them. They're super important to me. And one of the cool things about the channel is people like, you're connecting with people that are connecting with you through what you care about. I care about Tater. I care about Meows. And then you find people through YouTube that also care about the things you care about. It's kind of cool. We're building a good community, and it's nice that something as simple as your cats can connect with people that way. So I'm having fun. I'm gonna keep doing it. The whole world revolves around how much time you have to do any one thing or any other thing. So we all struggle with that. But I've kept it up as this long, and and we're going to keep it up, and we're just going to keep building it in new directions, and you guys will be there. I will give Tater and Meows hugs directly from Bonnie tonight. I'll give them pats and pets from Bonnie. How about that? There's Tater on the screen rolling about. Okay. Thanks, Bonnie. So that will be wrapping it up for Tater and Meows episode number 1. As soon as I figure out how... Oh, there's the button. I'll see you guys on the next one.